Welcome back to Low Stress Math with Mrs. Bono. We are on Lesson 1b in Unit 5, Graphing Linear Functions. So, what are the steps? First, rewrite the function in slope-intercept form. Actually, let's write in a color. Here we go. Slope-intercept form. And if you don't remember, that's y equals mx plus b. M is the slope, b is the intercept. Identify the y-intercept the b and graph it. Then identify the slope, and you're going to make that, the m, a fraction. And use it to graph more points. Connect the points and label the function. So you're going to connect all the points, and you're going to label the function. Unlabeled functions lose a point every time, and there's a quiz next week, so make sure you're labeling things. All right, so graph this linear function. Oh, remember we had some steps on how to rewrite it in y equals mx plus b form? Let's write those steps down again, just to get them clear in everyone's head. Okay, so, number one, add or subtract to get y and x on opposite sides of the equal sign. And then what's the second step? Divide by the coefficient of y if you need to. Sometimes you don't need to do all the steps. Sometimes you do. Yeah. So the second thing is divide by the coefficient of y. And that's just the letter, the number that's next to the letter. Coefficient is the number next to the letter. So for this particular problem, I am going to pick up my ruler that I dropped, but I'm looking at it, and I have to subtract 3x from both sides. So minus 3x, minus 3x. Don't line them up because you'll accidentally end up combining like terms, and you definitely don't want to do that. So 3x minus 3x is 0, and you get y equals negative 3x plus 1. Because you want to have it in y equals mx plus b. And b is where you begin. Begin at 1. That's the y-intercept. So guess what? I'm going to highlight the y. Here we go. There's my highlighted y. Before I forget to highlight my y's, I'm just going to do that first. All right. So graph the linear function. I have m as negative 3 and b at 1. So b is 1. And I begin at point 1 on the y line. Remember, y-intercept. Right now, my slope is negative 3. And that's really negative 3 over 1. So I can rise 3. Oh, but it's negative, so I have to go left 1. Rise 3, left 1. Matter of fact, let's make a big thought bubble here. negative slopes go left. Negative slopes go left. Big bubble of thought there. And that is for this right here, -3. Because it's negative, I'm going to go to the left. So I begin at 1, and I'm going to rise 3, 1, 2, 3, go left 1. Rise 3, 1, 2, 3, go left 1. Now I have a couple of points here. I could connect those points and draw my line, or I could say, wait a second, I want more points. I'm going to go down 3, 1, 2, 3, right 1. And then I'm checking, see it's on my line? Down 3, right 1. I'm going to go back and check, make sure that's on my line. It's nice to have a ruler handy so you can just keep double checking. So then connect those points, put an arrow on each side, and then you go back and you rewrite the original equation, 3x plus y equals 1, on your line. 3x plus y equals 1. Okay, that's not too bad. Let's try the next one. First step, rewrite that function in in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. I'm not going to slide it all the way up because I want to read my directions while I'm doing my problem. Add or subtract to get the y and x on opposite sides of the equal sign. See here I have my x and y on the same side. So I will start by adding 4x to both sides. And I'm adding because this says minus 4x, so I'm going to do the opposite and add 4x. 4x minus 4x, that's 0. Bring down 2y equals, and I want the 4x first, because y equals mx plus b plus 2. All right, now move it up a little bit so I can still see 2. Divide by the coefficient of y. Coefficient of y is 2. So I'm going to divide by 2. Everybody gets divided by 2. 2 divided by 2 is y. 4 divided by 2 is 2x. 2 divided by 2 plus 1. Ha! Now I have y equals mx, and the m is my slope, 2. M equals 2. But really, I want it as a fraction. Rise 2, run 1. I'm going to rise 2 and run 1. And I'm going to begin at b. B is 1. So I come over here, and this is the y, this is the x, and I'm going to begin at b equals 1. Now, rise 2, run 1. From this point, I rise 2, run to the right 1. Rise 2, run to the right. Rise 2, run to the right. And now I'm going to put a little thought bubble here. Positive slopes run to the right. Positive slopes run to the right. There is my big thought bubble of positivity. And that is for this, because that's a positive slope. So I'm going up and to the right for positive, and up and to the left for negative. Okay. Now, I could put more points on here. How do I do that? To get more points, you do the opposite. So there's another note. To get more points, do the opposite slope. So if I'm going to rise, or actually, why would I write rye? I have no idea. Where did I put that? Silly bono. Can't even spell. Rise. I'm going to rise. The opposite is drop. I'm going to run. The opposite is left. So if I'm rising, I'm going to drop. If I'm running, I'm going to go left. So to get more points, do the opposite of the slope. My slope was rise 2, run 1, so I'm going to drop 2, go left 1. Drop 2, go left 1. Drop 2, go left 1. And that's giving me, oh, a bunch more points. Now, I'm going to connect all these points and go completely across the grid. There we go, all the way across the grid, and write the original 2y minus 4x equals 2 on my line. Okay, next page. Ugh, look at all this practice. That is a lot of practice. So, you know what that means? I'd like you to stop the video and try these problems. I think you can do them. Did you do the problems? I hope you did. So these problems go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to go down and then come back up and go to the right. But before I do anything, highlight. All the y's are going to get highlighted. So there's my y, and here's a y, and there's a y, everywhere a y. Every graph has a highlighted y. Why? Because it does make it easier in the end to have your y's highlighted. Because you begin on the y-axis, you should highlight that. And I'll make this nice and big. And here's problem number 3. Write the linear equation in slope-intercept form, then graph. All right, so first step, remember, you want to have the x and the y on opposite sides of the equal sign. So this is plus 4x. I am going to subtract 4x from both sides. And now I have 2y equals, this is 0, negative 4x minus 8. Divide everybody by 2, because I got to divide by the coefficient of y. And you get y equals negative 2x minus 4. All right, y equals mx plus b. Y equals, oh, where's my other, here it is. Negative 2 plus, remember, subtraction is the same as plus a negative 4. I did that, well, why did I write that? I don't know. Because plus a negative b, because this is negative b, can be plus or minus. If b is negative, if it's minus here, b is negative. If it's positive, b is positive. So b here equals negative 4. So I start here in the middle and count down. 1, 2, 3, 4. B is at negative 4. And now my slope is negative 2, which is negative 2 rise over 1 left. Remember, when it's negative, you go left. So rise 2, left 1. Rise 2, left 1. Up and to the left, all the way across. Grab my happy dappy do ruler, which I dropped and picked up and lost again, because I'm good at that. And connect those dots all the way across the grid, above the grid, below the grid, arrows. And then you write that there. 4x plus 2y equals negative 8. Always go back to that original equation. All right, now we're going down. So this is example 4 we check now. Okay. Thankfully, my x and y are already on opposite sides of the equal sign, so I just need to divide by the coefficient of y. Okay. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Y equals, I have 1x here. There's like an invisible 1. So I have 1 half x minus 5, 10 divided by 2. So my fraction is 1/2. So what's your slope? 1 rise, 2 run. And what's your y-intercept? -5, -5. So I'm going to start at -5. 1, 2, 3, 4, -5. And now, rise 1, run 2. Rise 1, run 2. Rise 1, run 2. All the way across my grid. Grab my ruler. Connect the dots. And hopefully, did I connect my dots? Oh, good. Arrows on both sides and original equation. 2y equals x minus 10. All right, next. Ugh, x and y are on the wrong side again. That's a minus 2y. I'm going to rewrite it as x plus -2y equals -4, because I want to realize that I'm subtracting this x. So, that negative goes with the 2y. So, subtract x from both sides, and you get -2y equals -1x minus 4. I put that there because I know I'm going to be dividing by 2. -2. We'll be dividing by -2. -2, -2, -2. -2 divided by -2 is positive y. -1 divided by -2, I'm leaving it as a fraction, but negative divided by negative is positive 1/2 x. -4 divided by -2 is positive 2. So my slope is the fraction 1/2. 1/2. So I'm going to rise 1, run 2. And that's positive. Those are both positive because negative divided by negative is positive. And my b is positive 2 because negative divided by negative is positive 2. So I'm going to start here at 1, 2, put a dot, and now rise 1, run 2. Rise 1, run 2. Rise 1, run 2. I'm going to put some points in the opposite direction because, why not? Drop 1, left 2. Drop 1, left 2. Do the opposite to get there. Grab your ruler. Stop making a mess out of things here, Bono. Hold that nice and tight. There we go. Connect those dots. Arrows on both sides. And write the original equation, x minus 2y equals -4 on the line. All right, next. Well, for number 6, oof, look at me not able to count. My x and y are on opposite sides, but my constant is on the same side. So I gotta move the constant over. So the opposite of -4 is +4. And I'm gonna move that constant to the right. 2y minus 4 plus 4 is 0, so this is 2y on this side equals 6x plus 4. Now, I'm dividing by the coefficient of y. Divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2. 2 divided by 2, y equals 6 divided by 2 is 3x plus 4 divided by 2 is 2. So my slope, my m, is +3. And what does that mean? I'm going to rise over run. I'm going to rise 3, run 1. And my b is at the back, and I begin at b2. So starting on the yellow line, 1, 2, begin at 2. From there, I rise 3, run 1, rise 3, run 1, and I can't go any further. So I do have to do the opposite. The opposite of rise is drop. The opposite of run right is run left. So I'm going to drop 3, go left 1. Drop 3, go left 1. Till I have all my points. Aw, such nice little points. All the way across. And I'm going to put my ruler on the other side. It's a little easier for me. I'm right-handed. Here we go. Connect all those dots. Arrow on top and bottom. Original equation. 2y minus 4 equals 6x. Bingo. All right. Example 7. Ugh, this is the one with the 0. Wah, wah, wah. Well, if I was doing these on my own and I didn't know how to do it, I would look back and find the problem that had the 0 over here. Oh, look, doesn't this one look very familiar to this one? That's how you do problems for homework. You look for something similar and do that. So for this one, I have to subtract 2x and add 6. Looks exactly the same, Bono. Subtract 2x and add 6 equals subtract 2x and add 6. 2x minus 2x is 0. 6 minus 6 is 0. So y is on this side alone. All of this, negative 2x plus 6, is now on the right. So my slope m is negative 2. My b is 6. So I'm going to begin at 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I already know I can't rise to run to the left. So I'm going to write this down here. M equals negative 2 would be rise to left 1, because you know it's negative 2 over 1. But I can't do that here. So I'm going to do the opposite of both of these. The opposite of rise is drop 2. The opposite of left 1 is right 1. So I'm going to drop 2, right 1. Drop 2, right 1. All the way across here. And then play connect the dots. And write the original equation, y plus 2x minus 6 equals 0 on the line. All right. For this one, graph the linear function 2y equals 5x plus 6. Well, I have to divide by 2. Divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2. 2 divided by 2 is y. 5 divided by 2, leave it as a fraction. It will make life easier. 6 divided by 2 plus 3. So my slope is 5 over 2. So I'm going to rise 5, run 2. My y-intercept is 3. So I begin at 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I begin at 3. And from there, I rise 5. 1, 2, 3. Oh, no. 4. I can't. All right. So that means that I have to think. M equals rise 5, run 2. But I can't do that, so I have to do the opposite. I'm going to drop 5 and go left 2. These are equal. They are the same. rise 5, run 2, and drop 5, left 2 are the same. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the left. Wait, to the left. 1, 2. Drop 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. So if I rise 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to the right 2, I'd have a point somewhere up here. I'm going to guess there's a point there. That's just me guessing. So when I make my line through the points that I know, come on, get the points right here, Bono. There we go. Oh, I was pretty close with my guessing point. 2y equals 5x plus 6. Ta-da! All right. Take a deep breath, take a break. Good mathing today. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.